Good evening, everyone. Hello. Hi. Welcome to Willingness Wednesday. I am your coach, BVon Squires, and today we are sponsored by Spirit Source Connection. I am just so totally thrilled about being here today, probably because it is one of my very favorite things to do is to come on here and talk to you guys, and you guys are my favorite people to talk to. And today is my birthday. It's my birthday. Hey, I'm so excited about it being my birthday and that I get to share this night with you all. See, there's no way that I would have canceled Willingness Wednesday to get all dressed up and go out to dinner when I could come here and talk about spiritual things that you're not going to hear just anywhere. Not going to be regular dinner conversation. You're going to have to come here and talk to me about these types of things that help broaden you as an individual and help, strengthen your spirit for this journey that we're on called life. And so if you are new, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. You are welcome here. This is a safe place. And if you are returning, I want to say thank you so much for your love and support. I could not do this without you. Truly, I am so honored to be your coach. I'm so grateful, just so grateful. Today, we are talking about the growing season. Last week, if you were here, we embarked on a new series called The Spiritual Seasons. And just like nature has its seasons, we also have our seasons in our spiritual lives as well. And so this is what we're talking about for this series. And I have to confess, I have a little confession to make. During my prayer and meditation this week, because you guys know that's what I do. I pray and I meditate and I ask God, what is it that you would have me share with your people? What is it that you would have me to say? And quite naturally, some of these topics that we're talking about not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If it doesn't resonate today, it might resonate next week. We never know. But the beautiful thing about it is if you are here, it is not by mistake. You are here because today is the day that you will hear about the growing season. And I am just so grateful to be the one to bring this information to you. But God told me this week, He gently reminded me that I am not the boss. Yes, sometimes I want to be the boss. Sometimes I want to be the boss, right? But God gently reminded me that no, you're not the boss. You belong to me. And I belong to God because I told Him I belong to Him. He's my creator. And I want Him to lead me and guide me through my life. I want Him to lead me and guide me in the things that I'm going to say to you each week. And He says, hey, you know what? The growing season is not where you were supposed to start. But that's what I told you guys last week, that we would start with the growing season this week. And so God reminded me that I'm not the boss and that the growing season isn't the first season. The first season is the wilderness season. And so I'm going to just kind of go through the wilderness season with you and then the pruning season, because God does things in decency and in order. I wanted to jump right into the growing season because that's where I believe I am in my life. But that's not fair. That's not fair to you, because I need to help you understand that there is a process that we go through one season because it prepares us for the next season, just like in nature. Winter kills off all of the old and prepares us for the spring where everything is new and fresh. Fall comes, the harvest comes, the whole cycle repeats all over again. And so I would not be doing you a service if I jumped right into the growth season. So I need to back up just a little bit and talk about the wilderness season for just a couple of seconds, okay? Maybe 2 or 3 minutes. The wilderness season now is it is so crucial and so critical to your development, because it's like, I don't know if you guys watched The Matrix, where they took the red pill or the blue pill. One of those pills woke them up to reality in itself. And so that's exactly what the wilderness season is meant to do. It's meant to wake you up, right? The wilderness season is meant to wake you up to the fact that there is another realm that you do not know how to run your life appropriately. The wilderness season helps you understand that there's something bigger than you and that you actually have a purpose in this life. And the wilderness season helps to, slough off all that old, dead thought processes, those limiting beliefs, those things that you were told as a child growing up that you wouldn't amount to anything or that you're worthless. All of those kinds of things need to be dealt with in the wilderness season. In the wilderness season is where God makes himself real to you and shows you, hey, guess what? I want to help you, but I can't help you with that prideful attitude you have. So we're going to have to just kind of get that prideful attitude off of you so you can have some humility so that we can move forward and work together as a team. See, in the wilderness is where we are able to see that there is a boss, and it's God, the creator, whoever you want to call him. He is the Holy One. He is the creator of all things. Now, whatever that translates to you, that's what you call it. For me, it's God. He is the creator. I have been through the wilderness season. And I was able to see that, wait a minute, something's not right. I was able to see that my life had taken on a pattern that was self-destructive. I did not have a vision for the future. I was roaming around in circles in the wilderness, right? Not knowing, where God was, how could you have forsaken me, all of this. But God had to back up, let me get some consequences, allow me to go through some situations and some circumstances that showed me that, hey, you know what? Ever since you've been running your life, it's been a train wreck. And if you want something different, you're going to have to do something different and you're going to have to become someone different. Okay. So that's what happens in the wilderness situation or in the wilderness season. All sorts of situations and circumstances will begin to happen to your life. You might be there now. And so this is a good way to understand whether or not you are in the wilderness season. If you are going through situations and circumstances where things just don't seem to be working out right, no matter how hard you try, you just cannot seem to connect A to B to C to D. Even though you are trying your hardest, even though you want to have an outcome, right? The way your life is going, you don't see how you're going to possibly have a good outcome. Then comes the pruning season. Once you have become aware that the life that you are living is not the one that you believe that you are designed to live, once you're in the wilderness season and you see that, wait a minute, God does have a purpose for my life and this is not it, then comes the pruning season. And oh my goodness, this is the part where God starts removing situations and circumstances and people and places, things that perpetuate a limiting belief system about who you are and what your life can be. God starts removing people who perpetuate bad behavior and cause you, I won't say cause you because nobody can make you do anything, but people can encourage you. There's peer pressure. The people that you align yourself with, right, are the ones who you are going to be influenced by. And so the pruning season, right, the pruning season is where God says, okay, you said you wanted a new life. You said you wanted something, more beneficial and positive in your life. And you said you wanted me to help you. So here I am. I'm helping you. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove people, remove places, remove situations and circumstances that no longer serve you. Oh, so painful. Oh my God. When God started removing people from my life, I was like, what is really going on? People started doing things that just went against the way I believe, or they just, things just did not set well with me as they did before I came through the wilderness season. See, going into the wilderness season, there were things that I was tolerating that now I have zero tolerance for. And now people and places and things are brushing up against those things that I say, hey, wait a minute, I'm not tolerating that anymore. You have to go. And so by God showing me these people, places, and things that needed to be removed from my life, and me trusting him enough to say, okay, get them on out of here, I had to start looking at what I wanted long term. See, God put a vision in my spirit. He changed my mind and gave me a new perspective, and he gave me a vision in my spirit. I'm telling you guys, and when that happens, you are well on your way to the growing season, which is where we are now. So yay, we made it to the growing season. Now that you're in the growing season, you already know who the boss is, and it ain't you, it's God, right? You've already given God permission to take your will and your life and form it into something that he has created in you. He has given you this new perspective. He has given you a new vision, and now he's going to give you a path to follow, right? Now, how do you navigate that growing season? I'm so glad you asked. And I tell you what, if you want to know more about this growing season, all you have to do is call me. All you have to do is just dial 317-721-4315, or you can even email me, and I have something that I will send you, and you can reach me on my email at b.vonsquires@gmail.com. Okay, let's continue to move forward on the growing season. Now, the growing season is when you are going to be so energized. You're going to be energized because you don't have that old thought process weighing you down anymore, right? The growing season is where you are able to say, wow, I have this new opportunity in front of me. What do I want to do with it? Oh, do I want to go back to school? Do I want to learn a new skill? This is part of the growing season. You're going to be able to see how your life can be better because you have a new vision in your spirit. God is prompting you in a new direction with new people, new places, and new ideas that are going to promote the purpose that he has created you for, sending you down a new direction. And don't you worry about bringing people with you, because you can't. He's going to prune all those people off of you so that they don't distract you. He's going to prune all of those old behaviors off of you so that you don't have to self-sabotage yourself. Suppose in this growing season you want to start eating better. That is a beautiful goal that you can have in your growing season. Supposing your growing season, you want to get better sleep. You want to have better relationships. There are things that you can do in your growing season that you could not do in your wilderness season, because now God has given you his power to carry out those things in your growing season. And so you didn't have that in the wilderness season. So now that you have God's new plan that he has given you, now that you are aware of the purpose for which God has created you, now he has empowered you, right? But I want to tell you, are you interested in growing, or are you committed to growing? Now, there is a difference. There's a difference. And let me explain to you what that difference is. See, all right, so let's say this morning we're having bacon and eggs for breakfast, okay? That chicken, he was pretty interested in being involved in this meal, right? That chicken laid that egg. He laid that egg so perfectly and so beautifully, and it was used for breakfast. Now, that pig who had to give up his life for us to have bacon, now he was committed. You see the difference? One is interested and the other one is committed. And the reason I ask you that is because in this growing season, there are going to be some challenges. How else are you going to grow if there aren't any challenges, right? let's look at it this way. If your goal is to get to the top of the mountain, right, you're not going to be able to get to the top of that mountain if the slope is smooth. How else will you climb the mountain if the slope is smooth? The slope has to have nooks. It has to have challenges. It has to have rocks. It has to have, you know, um, different things for you to hold on to. Hold on to this rock up here with your foot on this one at the bottom, and you just hold on until it's time to move and take that next move. But I tell you what, there are going to be challenges. But if you are committed to this growing season, you are going to fly through it with beautiful colors. You are going to be able to set goals for yourself and then measure those goals so that you'll be able to see just what has happened in this growing season, right? What I want you to know today is that the comfort zone is always available to you, but that's for people who are just interested in growing, not for people who are actually committed to growing. If you're committed to growing in this growing season, I'm telling you, this growing season is anointed. It is ready for you, and you are prepared for it. And God is right in the midst to give you everything you need in order to grow. All of these situations and circumstances, the lessons and the blessings are all prepared for you and your special purpose. Everything that you encounter in this growing season is meant to help you get to where God has designed for you to become the individual that God has designed for you to be, to have the life that God has ordained for you to have. All I really want you to know today is that this growing season is available if you are committed to it. And the first thing you're going to have to do is pray. You have to have a way of contacting God. You have to have a way of being able to communicate with Him so He can direct your path, right? That's the reason for the wilderness, to let go of all of this. Oh, I know. Oh, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. All of this attitude was in the wilderness. Now that you are in the growing season, now it's a season of humility. Now it's a season of gratefulness. Now these are the new ways that you look at things, and these are the new concepts that you have to adopt going through this growing season. Now, what I want you to know is that praying, it may sound scary. Well, how do you do that? This is not something where you need to use, $25 words, and be all extravagant and, and a litany of things. It's just as simple as saying, God, help me. I don't understand. God, show me what it is you want me to see. Tell me what it is you want me to hear. And I tell you what, if you are willing to do that, He will make Himself so clear and so plain to you. I was asking God myself, God, I don't want to be so technical. I want to be able to talk to people in a way that helps them resonate with this information. Being technical about this is just not the way to go. So God says, okay, well then just share yourself with them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. There are always going to be naysayers. There are always going to be people who speak against something that you're doing because they themselves are not where you are. Okay? Many are called, few are chosen. Few are chosen. And so don't you worry about people who say, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, you don't need all that. Oh, it doesn't take all of that to excel. Don't you worry about people who want to say something negative about your journey. You just continue to move forward through your growing season, and before you know it, you'll be in your summer, you'll be in your harvest, you'll be in the next season. Now, of course, it's not up to us to say how long these seasons last. My wilderness season lasted for years. Years. But I tell you what, since then, anytime that I've had to, because the seasons always come back again, right? I was not prepared for the growing season. I was not prepared for the harvest season. I was stuck in my wilderness season because I would not let go of my own ideas. I would not let go of my own perception so that God could give me a new one. And it wasn't until I was so broken that I decided I want something new. I want something different. I want a different kind of life than I am on a trajectory for. I knew that my direction was not going to be sending me in the direction that I would want to go for my life. And so because of that, because of me letting go, because of me asking God for help, today, as a result of all of that, I have a master's degree. You know, as a result of all of that, I have healthy relationships in my life. Because of all of that, I have energy through the roof because I have something to live for today. I have a life that is worth living. I have peace in my heart, peace in my spirit. And that's not something that you can get without God. It's just not going to happen. You can try all the ways you want and keep running around in that wilderness season until you're ready to surrender and do something different. And when that time comes, I am going to be right here waiting for you, right here to help you through it. And I just love you so much. And I'm just so grateful to be able to spend my birthday with you this evening. There's no place else I'd rather be, and no one else I'd rather be talking to. And so thank you so much for meeting me here. Thank you for coming week after week to hear what God has to say through me to you. I'm just so grateful, just truly, truly grateful. And I hope that there's something that I have said today that resonates with you, even if it's just for one person. My job is done. Even if just one person, can think differently as a result of this message tonight, then I am just so grateful. And to God be the glory for that, right? All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us this evening. And I'm so grateful that you made it out tonight. And I will look forward to seeing you again next week. But in the meantime, I'm going to ask God to bless you real good. And I tell you what, if you are doing your affirmations and if you are doing your manifesting, that thing that you are hoping for is on its way to you. That new job, that new vehicle, that new relationship, that peace of mind, that vision, everything that you have wanted is on its way to you as long as you continue to do your affirmations and manifest those things, right? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and it is the evidence of things unseen. So continue with your faith and continue to walk in the path. And I will see you next week right here where we'll continue to talk more about the spiritual seasons. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that your friends and network have the same opportunity to grow right along with you. How exciting is that? All right, guys, that's going to do it. Have a good night. Love you.